Hello and welcome back to VGC Guides, the show where I break down how to use a new pull day in Pokemon so you don't have to. I do apologize for the unannounced break. I had some things IRL that I had to take care of. That and my left monitor shut out and I didn't really want to navigate 6 different windows on one screen. That being said, I'm Zachu and I upload Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content almost every day, barring days where I have to take breaks because of random other things that come up. So if you like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and are interested in competitive Pokemon, I have a bunch of new content planned, so I'd really appreciate it if you could consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year and I'm quite close to that goal, so any help would be appreciated. Now that being said, today we're talking about a Pokemon that started as a meme, but has grown to become one of the strongest Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet so far. I am, of course, talking about the cheese stick mascot. Hi, it's me. I lied. We're not talking about food, we're talking about Goldengo, but I mean, come on. You guys, oh, it's not working now, what the hell? You guys do see the resemblance, right? Like, it's the cheese stick guy. I'm not the only one who sees that. I know I'm not the only one. So anyways, let's talk about Goldengo, right? First of all, 1000th Pokemon. Holy crap, there are a lot of Pokemon. Anyways, so this thing's typing is Steel Ghost, right? Okay, now we're scrolling. This thing's typing is Steel Ghost. Now, Steel has always been a very great defensive type, not a lot of weaknesses, and then usually the weaknesses are pretty easy to cover based off of the moves that Steel types have at their disposal. The next part is Ghost has always been a pretty good offensive type, being a very spammable move, only resisted by Dark, I think. Dark as of what, Gen 6, only resisted by Dark, and it's only ineffective against Normal. Normal's the only type that's immune to Ghost, so there's really only 2 types that you can't just spam Ghost moves into. Also, Ghost is nice because it complements Steel's weakness to fighting, because instead of Steel being weak to fighting, you are now immune to it. So, Goldengo, actually pretty great typing. Very hard to, not a lot of weaknesses, like, I'm looking at it, I think it might be like 4, right? Yeah, there's 4. Now next I want to talk about this thing's abilities. It has 1, and it's broken. It's good as gold, right? So a body of pure salt gold gives the Pokemon full immunity to other Pokemon status moves. In singles, this is a lot bigger. In singles, this is a huge deal, right? Because you can't defog against it. You can't spore it. Not that there's a lot of that in singles, but you get the point. Like in singles, for the most part, it's immune to Rapid Spin and defog, right? In doubles, it means a lot different things, right? You can't taunt this Pokemon, you can't lower this Pokemon's stats, unless they're already boosted by things like Haze. You can't put this Pokemon to sleep, you can't... What are some other ones? You can't Thunder Wave it, like... Any status moves don't work against this Pokemon. The exception, of course, is like things like Haze, because they affect the whole field. It's not technically a status move attacking the Pokemon, it's like it affects the field, is technically, I think, how it works. So, that being said, really broken ability. Like, imagine you're playing Trick Room and you're trying to put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, and then this guy comes out and you just can't. So, broken ability. And even playing myself, I use this Pokemon, and even sometimes I forget that I can just switch this thing into like parting shots and spores and whatnot. And I forget that sometimes even playing against it, I forget I can't actually spore this thing. So, yeah, great ability. It takes some getting used to. Next, I want to talk about this thing's stats. Yeah. So 87 base HP, 95 defense, 91 special defense is not bad as far as bulk goes, right? A lot of offensive Pokemon struggle to hit this like 100 benchmark on defense, and then having like 87 HP to complement these pretty high defenses is really good. So this Pokemon can take a few hits. Next is the special attack at 133. Now 133 is insanely high. If we remember Fluttermane, who used to rule both singles and VGC before it was banned from singles and VGC didn't allow it, Fluttermane had 135 special attack. So did Chi-Yu, but Chi-Yu is technically stronger than Fluttermane. So 133 special attack is really good. And then 84 speed is really great because you can use it with Choice Scarf and you'll still outspeed almost everything in the format, or you can run it on Tailwind and you will outspeed everything in the format. So this Pokemon works really good on like Tailwind teams, or on like with a Choice Scarf on teams that don't necessarily have Tailwind. Now, something I want to talk about real fast. I did the count up. Normally I skip the moves, but we're going to talk about this move, Make It Rain. The user attacks by throwing out massive coins, lowers the user's special attack stat, money is earned after the battle. This is irrelevant in VGC. The lowering the special attack it's only by 1, not by 2, which is quite a big deal because like Draco Meteor I think is Draco Meteor, I think Draco Meteor is nerfed to like 130. I could be wrong. Yeah, Draco Meteor is only 130 and it lowers it by 2, whereas Make It Rain is 120 and lowers it by 1. So it's like a difference of 10 base power, and you get like 1 less lowered stage. Also, it's an AoE move, or a spread move, which I didn't realize until I started playing this thing in doubles, and it hit both my Pokemon. So the thing I want to talk about, specifically, is Make It Rain versus Flash Cannon on this Pokemon. We're just going to use like Hydreigon because it's a perfectly neutral target. We'll say, for the sake of it, we'll say Modest. We'll say that's good as gold. I had this prepared and then I had to restart my computer, so that's my bad. So Make It Rain off of Modest with 252 special attack will do 88%, and then like to a neutral Hydreigon. We're just using this as an example. Do 88%, and then at -1 you do 59%. So in total you do, oh, we're in singles still, hold on. So double target you do 65% into 43%. So you're still basically like, assuming max rolls, you're OHKOing. Even then it's still like it's a pretty good shot to 2-hit KO, like 35 to 36, or 55 to 36, right? Yeah, 55 to 36 is still going to come out to like, what is that, 91%? And that's like on minerals. So you have like a decent chance to still OHKO a Pokemon by making it rain twice. Whereas Flash Cannon is like, yes, you still guaranteed OHKO, guaranteed 2-hit KO with Pokemon, but in general you can get a lot more use out of double Make It Rain than you could double Flash Cannon. That's just the thing I want to say right now, because it makes a difference when we go to talk about the sets this thing can run. Anyways, am I on the red screen? Yeah. Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. No, I didn't miss anything. Goldengo. So there's pretty much 4 main sets this can run, and you can tech around different things. The first is a Choice Scarf set. Choice Scarf, good as gold. I run this. You could technically run this because you're still going to be faster than a lot of things. It's a 67 point boost, which makes you faster than base 200, which is faster than most things in the format. You could very easily do this. Now your moves are Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam. These are, I feel like, the 3 moves that you almost have to run on any sort of choice set, just because of the coverage they have. I'm also a bit biased because I was using Flutter Mane until I found out that I couldn't use Flutter Mane in VGC anymore. And so I'm like, I need a fast special attacking ghost type. And this was my fast special attacking ghost type that I decided to switch to. And Flutter Mane had Dazzling Gleam, and this thing has Dazzling Gleam. So that's kind of where my thought process on running Dazzling Gleam is. You can tech in other moves, like you can tech in Flash Cannon if you don't want to deal with like special attack drops. You can tech in Focus Blast if you like to play risky. You can tech in Psychic or Psyshock, whichever. Steel, don't use Steel Beam. Thunderbolt, and then you can even use like Trick or something, right? Next I want to talk about is like choice specs. Choice specs, boost your special attack. Again, if you're playing with Tailwind, you could very easily go Modest on this and have even more damage. If you're not playing with Tailwind, you can do this. That's definitely the wrong thing. Hold on. Don't run minus speed in your Goldengo unless you're using a Trick Room Iron Ball, which is an option. I don't recommend it, but it's an option. And again, like the Choice Scarf, Choice Spec set, they run pretty much the same moves. Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, tech move of your choice. You could even change like your Terra type and run like, I don't know what Terra type you would run on this Pokemon, but you could run Terra type and then Terra Blast. When I've used this thing, I've just run Terra Steel because you can Terra Steel and Make It Rain into a lot of damage right off the bat. Next I want to talk about is like a Life Orb booster set. I saw this while looking at teams from Limitless VGC. Life Orb booster seems pretty common. You protect to Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot. Ideally, you could technically lower your special attack to increase your HP to be optimized for Life Orb recoil. Like this is certainly a set that you could run with Life Orb. You could run like less special attack and more bulk if you wanted to. I'm just throwing like very basic sets out right now. And then especially like you can tech your own sets to do very specific things that you need to do for your own team. That's just that's a personal thing. I'm not going to come out here and make a Goldango set for my team and then distribute it and say this works on all teams, because it doesn't work that way. Why is my scroll wheel right there? You guys can't see it, but like I have a scroll wheel like in the middle of my screen. I don't know why. The next set is just a life orb, like 3 attacks, so protect, make it ranged out of ball, and then a third or a fourth, like I guess a third attacking move, a third tech attacking move of your choice. Again, it can be Flash Cannon if you don't want to deal with Make It Rain. Special attack drops like an endgame. It can be Power Gem. It can be Dazzling Gleam. It can be Psychic Size Shock. It can be Thunderbolt, so on and so forth. If you're playing this thing on Rain, you could actually go ahead and use Thunder as well. Or it could even be Terra Blast and you Terra something like... You Terra Water so you can beat your Fire type counters if you really wanted to, right? Or like Resist Torkoal... Resist Torkoal's Eruption. Now, I guess since I brought it up, I'll talk about it now. I don't recommend this as a set that you use, but it could be funny. I don't know why it's telling me to go faster though. I don't recommend this, but this is a stuff that you could run if you wanted to run Trick Room. Like, you bottom out at, what would that be, like, it's 96, so what, 48 speed? You bottom out at 48 speed. I don't really know what anything else around it is. Garganackle without speed investment is 55. Trick Room Garganackle is 49, so you're actually slower though. Never mind, hold on. Trick Room Garganackle is 36, so you're not, like, slower than that. Arbolofa is 44. Where's my Trick Room? Like, Trick Room Arbolofa is 39, so you're not going to underspeed a lot of these crazy Trick Room attackers. Where's Dondozo sitting? Oh, I don't have any Dondozos. That's interesting. Anyways, Dondozo's sitting, like, 55, so you'd underspeed Dondozo, especially if it's at +2. So, I mean, like, it's something that you could run if you really wanted to use Goldango and Trick Room together. It would catch a lot of people off guard. I think it'd be really great for, like, best of one ladder specifically. I don't think it's inherently good, but you could certainly use it, and I'm not going to tell you not to. You might see me using this, so I'm still... There we go. So I lied, this thing is slower than a lot of Pokemon. It hits 40 speed under. I'm struggling. It hits 40 speed with minus speed nature, 0 speed IVs. So that's actually quite slow. Again, I still don't think it was slower than Garganackle. What did Garganackle hit? 36, yeah. But that's still slow, right? Like 40 speed under Trick Room is slow. I think that's like... Now the other thing I wanted to say, I don't know what speed tier like 40 is. I don't know my Trick Room speed tiers. I know if my opponent is using Trick Room, then most of the Pokemon that are team are likely slower than me. That's what I go with. If I start playing Trick Room again, I might get more in tune with those speed tiers. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is, like, I've been doing this with, like, Hydreigon lately. But you can pair this with, like, Haze, Prankster, Murkrow, and you can make it rain and, like, Tailwind or something turn 1. Not Tailwind, though, I wish. Put the Focus Sash on this thing. I've used Eviolite Murkrow and I've used Focus Sash or Murkrow, and I think the Focus Sash set just feels better to me. But yeah, so you can, like, Tailwind, make it rain turn 1, and then turn 2 you can Haze and continue to make it rain at full power. Which is great because Murkrow also beats Dondozo. Like, Murkrow, like, is a big thorn in the side of, like, Tatsukiri Dondozo players. So yeah, that's basically the Goldango sets. Like, Scarf Specs, Life Orb Booster, Life Orb 3 attacks, potentially Trick Room if you want to, and then it pairs really well with Murkrow with Haze because you can get rid of the special attack drops. So the general overview of this Pokemon, like I said, Cheese Stick guy. It's a meme, but despite it being a meme Pokemon, it's already proven itself to be like one of the strongest Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet VGC. I'm gonna pull it up real fast, but also this is wrong. It's top 100 now. I took a sample of like top 100 usage Mon from Limitless VGC. going to, oh my god. And the second highest usage mon was Goldango at 50 uses, right below Garchomp at 56, and it had a first place finish. So none of these usage percentages are correct either. I haven't changed the formula yet. I decided like last night that I was going to make this a top 100 list instead of a top 117, because 117 was like positive or something. So yeah, that's Goldango. Literally 50% usage in the top 100 people of Limitless VGC, which is like, it's impressive. And in general, I think this Pokemon is a lot better without the likes of Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, and Chien-Pao running around, just because Fluttermane's Ghost-type moves, Chi-Yu's Fire and Dark-type moves, and Chien-Pao's Dark-type moves are kind of hard for this Mon, especially because its defenses already aren't amazing, and with Chi-Yu and Chien-Pao lowering its defenses even more, those Dark-type moves hit really hard. I also think as good as this Pokemon is, if the likes of Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, and Chien-Pao are, so the Paradox Pokemon and the Treasures of Ruin Pokemon, if they are ever allowed in VGC in the future, which I feel like they might be because we're doing series again, I feel like Goldango could fall off a little. Like, I feel like Goldango would fall off if specifically those three Pokemon are ever allowed back in VGC. Just because they are all faster and they all hit harder. Well, not necessarily hit harder, but like, no, they hit harder, and then they, like, Chien-Pao, in the case of Chi-Yu and Chien-Pao, they hit harder, and kind of directly counter this Pokemon. So, but yeah, that's Goldango. Very solid Mon. I have some things in the work. I've got a team building video that I'm working on right now. Still deciding right now if I want to build a team from scratch or just go over the process of some of the other teams I have built for Scarlet and Violet. They're not actually on this computer. They're elsewhere, barring this. So I'm deciding on that, and then I think the in-game team is also ready for battling, so I'll have battling content coming up soon anyways, because I actually like finally hunkered down and finished building my Pokemon. It was a real pain to get that the ability patch, like a 4.55% drop on a 6-star raid. I have a whole rant built up about it that I might do at a later time. So yeah, team building content coming soon, battling content coming soon. I will continue to do, what is this, VGC Guides, until I hit all the Pokemon Pokemon that I want to hit. Notable Pokemon to look out for the future. I don't know why I'm scrolling. Notable Pokemon to look out for the future that I'm going to cover are Cerulege. Sorry, I'm just going through a list here. I will be covering Cerulege, probably Armarouge as well, because it's kind of been a thorn in my side lately. I don't know about anybody else. I will cover Meowscarada. I will be covering, what is the Pokemon? Skeledirge. I think that might actually be like it. Okay, so apparently there's not a lot of these left. I might cover other Pokemon, like lesser Pokemon like Palmot and like Palafin Hero in the future as well. But in general, like, I was going to do all the Paldean Pokemon, and then I decided, no. Some of these just aren't worth doing. So yeah, yeah, like I said, episodes of VGC Guides coming soon, battling content coming soon, team building content coming soon. So yeah, and again, really trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. So if you could subscribe, that'd actually be really great. That's about all I got. So have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, whichever time you're watching this from, and peace.